Forgive me if I'm curious about something, but was kind of wondering uh, why you would look into being an online marketer. Uh, yeah, I know a lot of people seem to think that having a business of your own is better than working for somebody else, and in a lot of cases that is true. It is better to work for yourself and build your own dreams rather than build somebody else's dreams. But unfortunately, I think too many of us, myself included, uh, got online on the early days because we wanted to find a way to make money from home. Uh, I retired. I had been in the corporate world. If you've read my uh, bio, sort of there on here on the site, um, I've actually been in sales and marketing um, since I was probably about 17 years old. Did some retail, but very limited on the retail side of it. But I actually cut my teeth on going door to door, knocking on doors, and making presentations in people's homes, and selling there. And one of the things that I really discovered over my years of being involved in marketing in one phase or the other, and quote unquote sales, which an awful lot of people seem to uh, think is a bad thing, but the reality is that sales is part of our everyday life, whether we are officially in sales or we're an engineer or we're a doctor or we're a nurse or we're a housewife or whatever the situation that you're in. We all sell every day. And selling is basically just the exchanging of ideas, sometimes backed with heavy emotion, kind of like in politics. But there again, it's one of those things where it's a daily process that we go through. But when you get into online marketing, there really is a lot more to it than that. And that's one of the reasons that I set out. I chose, my name is Lauren Wallace, but I chose the AK Moses, aka Moses, is because to me, Moses represented somebody who was willing to sacrifice themselves and their life to help others, which he tried to do. I don't have the ability to part the seas or turn staffs into snakes or do any of those sort of things. But I'm using it as a metaphor for the fact that my goal, my why, is to help as many people as I can who want to be and who are serious about becoming entrepreneurs to do so. Now, to do that, there are a couple of things that I really would like to share with you. And, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you like it really is, based on my experience of uh, 50 years. As you can tell, I'm not a kid. I've been around a while. But there are certain things that you need to do in a certain way in order to truly be successful. And one of those things is that you need to learn. I seriously doubt that the average person who starts online trying to find a business that they can make money at. However, the biggest fallacy is there is no business that you can start that isn't going to cost you not only money, but it's going to cost you time. And whatever you're doing today, whatever your full-time occupation is, I'm sure you're finding it is true. You may not pay your employer to go to work for him, but in order to go to work and to earn a salary, there are a number of things you have to do, but just in very briefly, the expenses that are involved in that sort of thing is you may have commute expenses, you may have vehicle expenses, you may have clothing expenses, you may have lunches that you have to pay for, depending on what kind of business you're working for. There are expenses involved in those sort of things. Now, granted, we're all going to spend money to eat. We're all going to spend money to travel somewhere to do something. Of course, that is one advantage of working from your home, is that you can not have quite all of those expenses. But here's the real key to being successful at working at home. And I want you to really think about this, okay? And that is that you have to treat it like it's a business. And a business requires investment. I know that, when you're working for somebody else and you're seeing how much money, or you don't really see how much money they make, but you see what kind of cars they drive, what kind of houses they live in, they're making more money than you. But they've invested more money than you, number one. Number two, they're putting in a heck of a lot more hours than you do. And depending on when you're going to work for that business, maybe the owner isn't putting in as many hours. But I'll guarantee you, when they start the business, those businesses are probably 16 to 20 hour a day businesses, 7 days a week. They don't get away from them. And I've worked for family-owned businesses, and I've spent 10, 12 hours a day working on it, trying to help them build their business. I was rewarded, but certainly not to the extent and to the amounts of money that the owner was. But then I wasn't investing. The biggest investment I was making at the time was me. And that's the investment I'm making right now in my business. And that's the investment that you need to make in your business, because your business is you. Your business isn't whatever product you're going to sell. Your business isn't, survival gear or real estate or insurance, or the business is you. And that's the real key. So, first of all, I think it's great that you've taken the time to at least look and see what's going on. But I want to help you do that with a clear mindset that the first thing you need to work on, the first thing that needs to happen, is you need to work on you. Work on your mind. Get in the proper mindset. Be positive. Fear, positive or negative, they're both beliefs in the unknown, because you don't see either one of them. If you're positive and you have faith that things are going to happen, faith is the ingredient that you need to be able to see the unseen, to be able to know that what you're doing and what you're working toward is there, and you're going to be successful. But you've got to know that it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take an investment. Now, I guarantee the investment is proportionate to what you're going to do. Investments in businesses like downtown, even an insurance salesman, for an example. The amount of investment those people have, real estate, same thing. They have to get education. They have to pay thousands of dollars to go learn how to ply their trade, which is insurance or real estate. You're going to need to spend some money here. But to build whatever you choose to do, and that's the point I want to make, is it doesn't matter whether I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to help you to get into a business with an understanding, a realistic understanding of what it's going to take. It isn't going to happen overnight. You could work your, excuse me, your little fanny off for a year, even 2 years, before it really starts to pay. But that's a commitment you need to make. So, I am just inviting you, if that is what you want, and you're sure that's what you want, then I'll do all I can to help you. And my mentors and the teams that I work with, we'll do all we can to help you be successful. But the choice is yours. And if you're not serious about this business and not willing to learn and not willing to be coached, then this probably isn't for you, and I suggest that you look for other routes. However, if it is something that you truly are interested in learning and how to become successful at it, how to build a business, how to develop a business, how to do those things, then go ahead and subscribe to my VIP newsletter. And you will get additional content. Come back and visit me on the site. Once you're on my list, I'll let you know when I'm adding videos or when I'm inviting others to come in and provide information. I'm always here to answer questions. So anyway, I appreciate your time. Look forward to talking with you and watching your growth in the future. For now, this is Loren, aka Moses, saying, go out, have a great day.